Hello everyone, in front of the file load here, we are doing the isolation vaults. So for this, if 1, there are major spoilers, this does require your operator, and 2, let's talk about Warframes you should take. Octavia is your best bet if you're running solo.
Excellent.
If you are going with a group, I would suggest something that has status immune, such as Anos with Scarab Armor, or Neja, or Oberon with his 2. You do want a pretty tanky frame or something that's able to be invisible and avoid damage as much as possible. So there are 3 of these vaults you do. The first one you can take from the Mother, or you can take all 3 from within the Deimos itself. In order to start the mission, you pretty much will run out and be given a special little waypoint, which Lord will then start talking to you about this weird cave stuff that happened with people. Once you get to the actual waypoint, at that point they'll tell you to pick up resources. It's either Foss or Foam, depending on whatever time of day it is in Deimos. Now the good thing is when you pick up this stuff, you do get to keep it, so that is kind of a nice thing. You don't have to worry about farming this stuff later on as well. You do get to keep this for later on. Now do note this requirement does scale with teammates, but once you're done, you plug it into this thing. After 2 minutes of defending it, you will take it down to the cave and throw it to the mouth of the infested to open up the isolation caves. Now if you do miss the cave mouth, this infested thing, do not worry, you can just go remake it. Otak makes fun of you, then the mission continues. So do not panic. Once you finally trigger the mission, which does kind of take a little bit, so don't panic. It might take about 10 or 15 seconds. Once you're down here, certain enemies will become red waypointed. These enemies you need to kill so they can drop a specific immunity to the toxicity that's arising around you. Once you get the toxicity from them, you keep it from gaining 100%. If it does reach 100%, you can just repeat the mission. Once it's finally done, the door opens, and you can go down to the actual isolation vault where you will fight the Necromech. Now the reason Octavia is best for the Necromech is because, well, they kind of have an iron skin, and also you can always hit them in specific parts to deal damage. Their arms and their back are where you mainly will deal damage to them when their iron skin is not up, and even when their iron skin is down, you still can't damage everywhere, so Octavia makes it kind of easy. Catchmoon or Fullman are also really good bets as well, and the Phantasma is something I kind of liked as well. Brahma is really hit and miss. It does a lot of damage when it works, but it also seems to have major problems hitting parts. So with Octavia, do make careful your roller doesn't roll to you and get you killed, but other than that, you'll be fine. Your roller will pretty much kill them, and then you're done. Now, as I mentioned, there are 3 of these vaults. So each vault comes with additional necromechs. The first one has 1, second one has 2, third has 3. And also necromechs do nullify your Warframe abilities, so yay. So if you're relying on Zenek, you might have a little bit of a pain. You might want to make sure it's activated before you run down to the vault. Now this is kind of what Octavia does best, because she can kill 3 pretty easily. Now once all of them are dead in each cave, there's a special little door you have to find. This is an additional objective. You do not need to do this, but it does give you extra loot, so it's pretty nice. I would suggest doing it. You go down, use your operator to spray a key, and at that point, Lord will be spawned. Lord will slowly move about, and he will activate 4 beacons in the map. He does need to be defended because he will die, and if he dies, you don't lose what you already got, but you cannot open that secondary objective. It takes him 13 seconds or so to open each, and once he's done, you hear a Kuvis siphon noise. At that point, the vault door is open, and you can now enter. So you have to slowly wait for Lloyd again to get back. Wisp does speed him up, but I don't know about Vault, sadly. At this point, the door is here, and once Lloyd comes, you'll see a certain pattern of the Lich symbols. You have to hit them in the right order from top to bottom. Once you hit them in the right order, the door opens, and you get loot. And you'll see all the resources you get. Now do realize I have a resource booster, but it is still a great amount. Also, as they said earlier, you get extra stuff when doing all 3 vaults in one cycle. That's why I got 2 things, and both of them are the rare, because once you complete 3 of the same bit, 3 of the vaults, in one cycle, so during Foss or Rome, you get 2 rares at the end of Vault 3, which is really nice. Especially since some of the stuff you need in order to build the new arc gun are a pain in the neck to get. So as I said, you can't leave Deimos when you're doing all 3 during the same cycle, so you need to see where each of them spawns. Now, each mother is pretty close to the vault herself, and as you can tell, since I've done all 3, she does not have the quest anymore. However, right now, cycles are changing. Vom is re-arising, and he is going to knock Foss down from his kingdom. Which means when I go to talk to the secondary mother, you'll see that the objective is back. I swear I love that fight. I don't know why, it just looks so cool to me. And then he explodes, and now you'll find Foss all over the floor. That fight just looks awesome. So yes, at this point the vaults have replaced, so that means if you were during mid-vault run, you will have to restart it, sadly, which sucks, but you can do about 2 or 3 during an entire run. The thing that takes these vaults the longest has to be the actual time delays of the missions. So here's where the second mother is. She's pretty much completely south of the actual Necrolis. And as you can see, the mission is back because the cycle has repeated. And see? South of Necrolis. She's pretty easy to find. The third one is to the northwest of Necrolis, kind of a far way away. It's right by a cavern. So you'll see a long red cavern, and you'll see underneath there's a little cave by the side of it. Go inside the cave and you'll find her. Right to the left of where Mother is the actual isolation vault, so that's something to keep in mind. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone. Take care all. Peace.